So what is up guys, it's your boy Pisan. So for today's video, I'm going to make a summary about chapter 2. So please listen. So in chapter 2, the topic is configure a network operating system. So operating system, all end devices and network devices require an operating system. So it has a shell, kernel, hardware. So in shell, the user interface that allows users to request a specific task from the computer. And in kernel, communicates between the hardware and software of a computer and manage how hardware resources are used to meet the software requirements. And the hardware is the physical part of the computer, including the underlying electronics. So the purpose of OS is to operators are similar to a PC operating system. Through a GUI or graphical user interface, a PC operating system enables user to use a mouse, enter a text, view output on the monitor. So this the access methods are the console, the SSH, and the telnet. In a console, the advantage of using a console port is the device is inaccessible even if the networking services have been configured. The SSH is the recommended method of remote manages because it provides security connection. And in the telnet, best practice dictates to use SSH instead of telnet for remote management CLI connection. So let's go next. So the primary commands. We have a two command mode, which is the user exec mode, where you are limited to do a command, and the privileged exec mode, there is no limit to use any command. It's basically a for example, this is a private and a public. So if you're in the public, I think you are in a user XA while you are limited to use any command, and in the public you can use all the commands. Global configuration. So when we say global configuration mode, when we go going to global configuration mode, we can type enable, then we are going to privileged exec mode, then we can type configure terminal. In that we will go into global configuration mode. So and also it talks about hotkeys and shortcuts. For example, CLI line editing, where when you want to complete the command, you can press the tab key on the keyboard, and also if you want to erase the character to the left of the cursor, you can use backspace, Control D to erase the characters at the cursor, and up arrow key to recall the command that you enter earlier, and also the Control C when and configure mode ends configuration mode and returns to privilege exec mode. Control Z, when in any configuration mode, ends the configuration mode and returns to privilege exec. Control Shift 6, all-purpose break sequence used to abort DNS, lookups, trace routes, and pings. So basically, this chapter 2 talks about configuring. So talks about the fundamentals. So, and also if you are configuring something or you're putting any device, intermediary device or devices, you have the in intermediary device, you have to put a host name also, and it starts with a letter, contain no space, and with a letter or digit, use only letters, digits, and dashes, be less than 64 characters in the length. So it is important for the device to have a name, because for easy to find or to understand where the people will so configuring the device name is also important. So if you are configuring a host name, you will go to the privilege exec mode, enables, then privilege exec mode, configure terminal, host name, and the name of the device. So that is how to configure a host name. Basically, it is to encrypt password. It talks about to encrypt password. When we have to encrypt password, we will use the service password encryption, and all the passwords that you enter will be encrypted, and you can look it on the show running config, which is the configuration that you made earlier. So as you can see there, if you look at it, the password will be encrypted. The banner message, for example, if I click the device, it will have a banner which is a message for the user or the one who clicked the device. Is a banner. It can be a law for us to be more effective for example, this device is prohibited, so authorized persons are the only can make a configuration on that device. And if you enter in this section, you will be punished just like that by law of RA. So it basically a banner of a message that will prompt after I click the device. So basically that's all on this chapter, on chapter 2. So about configuring. So if you want to learn more configuration, you just have to practice and practice and practice to make it perfect. So And also, if you have a device, you have to put a IP address to make a connection between the two devices. So yeah, talks about configuring the devices in this chapter. So thank you for listening. I hope you learn, and this is my summary about chapter 2. So thank you.